managed to receive, and then it continues with the on bytes received. On bytes received again calls the processor as the final, the other one that was earlier, and does the same thing. Gets stuff from the buffer byte by byte, converts it to a character. If it finds that, okay, finished with the header, then it closes everything. Otherwise, it keeps on receiving bytes. So it calls again, receives, and then continues with on bytes received. And parse header is the same one as before. I just didn't want to make it something static and put it somewhere else. Okay. And the last one is the one with async stuff. This is the only thing that I didn't make asynchronous, so this is still a callback. But then inside the processor, the start method first awaits the send. So it starts sending. The send returns only a task, so it's basically a task of void, from what I understood. So it just awaits this to finish sending everything, and then it starts receiving. The send again. Now it's a little bit easier because I can directly await the send and increment the bytes without having to use a separate function that has to be a continuation. So that's a lot nicer. Basically, I await this send, and the send size is being incremented at every step, and as you can see, I use it as a parameter furthermore. And then the receive function basically does the same thing. It awaits the receive, and if the size that's being received is 0, then we know the connection was closed. Otherwise, it processes everything until, again, reaches the end of the header, and then it parses it. And to show it also running, this is the first one, so the one with the callbacks. Okay, it's on the other screen. Okay. So as we can see, it prints the host, then it prints the length, and then it prints the whole thing, which contains the content length. It's the same one. Then Facebook, again, length, content length, it's 0. I don't know what that means. For Code Academy, sorry?
You get those redirects with move permanently.
Oh, yeah, that's also right.
And it makes sense because you ask on HTTP and it's redirected to HTTPS.
Yep, but then this one also says moved permanently, but it has a length. That's why I don't really know exactly what's happening and why some of them have a length, some of them don't have it at all, like Code Academy doesn't have a length at all. But this one is because it's chunked from what I understood, so it has transfer encoding chunked, and this one don't have content length at all. And I don't print it if it's not existent, and the same for Google, it's chunked again, and it doesn't have a content length. But the ones that do have it, I do parse it, and it's printed at the beginning.
Anyway, that's another thing why we have those effects. The thing is that you did a very good job here.
It works with the other ones as well. It's just the same thing, basically. This is the third one, the one with the weights. And it should, yeah, basically the same thing. It's not in the same order, obviously, because it's threaded. And the second one as well. Again, not necessarily in any order. And also to make sure that the prints aren't all messed up, I tried to, okay, so I made an object that's static and it's the same for every processor. Sorry, not for every, or yes, actually for every processor. So for every thing that's being, for every website that's being processed, I have the same console writer lock. And I lock this each time I try to print. It in the header parser. Okay, yep, I lock it in here and then just make sure that I'm not writing over other processes. That's basically it.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Okay, so I will close here.